Hi all, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Let's start rebuilding work using UiPath. In today's session, we will discuss about product support activity or like ramp up activities. So which we have got a couple of requests from our subscribers, so that they want to get clear on this topic. So that's why we are going to conduct. So how to do each and every support activities, what need to be followed, and what are the best practice need to be taken care. So if you're a support engineer, so you have to take care about couple of things which I have listed here, and the best practice you have to follow this one. So which is you have to monitor the job status of each process for an hour, and then so you have to monitor so why it has been failed for each and every hour. So you have to list out the reasons, and so based upon that, so you have to take it up whether it's a business exception or a system exception. Why do it fails? So how to restrict that? So is there any code changes needed? So in those prospectus, we have to take a look. Also, when it comes to triggers, so if the customer is requesting, so if this particular trigger need to be disabled, so you have to go here and disable. So if you want to update the password, so where you have to go and how to update that, and then if they are facing any issues. So for example, if they had added a duplicate item into the queue, so you should be know that how to delete the item from the queue. And then as a best practice, what I will suggest, so if your job is getting failed for the day, so what you can do, so you can make a track on Excel, so stating that process name, bot name or ID, and along with the error code, so that you can directly go to the particular spreadsheet and take a look. Okay, we have resolved this issue on that day, so we can go with the same solution. So like, so if for an example, so if it is a code issue, so you are going to restart for each and every day. So you find that, so if the code is enhanced on this way, then this error will not occur. You can go ahead and raise a ticket on ServiceNow or like the tool which you have, and get this to your developer concern. So what you can do, so I just open my Orchestrator, so we can directly go ahead and have a walkthrough. So this is the Orchestrator which I have opened. So they will be having so many regions as a folder over here. So they have to iterate to the each and every folders, and they have to have a take a look what are the process, triggers, and each and everything. So they have to take care. So currently I was in the automation tab. So just go to the home tab. So once your Orchestrator got loaded, this will be a home UI. So you have to, as I mentioned earlier, so you have to travel to the each and every folder. Let's assume this is the first folder. Let me click on this one. So you have a couple of process, assets, queues, triggers, like, right? So you have to take care about the process, so which got failed. So let me click on process. So once you have clicked on process, you'll be able to see all the process which is in the particular folder. And then so when come to the jobs, so this is a vital role which you have to play on. So what you have to do, so you have to go ahead and apply the filters. So you can do like, you can apply for last day. So if you have taken care all the failed jobs on yesterday, so you don't need to go glance on each and everything. So you can just directly go ahead and apply the filter as last day. So if you have fixed all your like issues on the last day itself, okay. So what I have filtered here, the interval is last day, and then status, you can make it as all itself. So no need to restrict on this, I hope. So if you have multiple processes, what you can do, you can apply, go ahead and apply the faltered or failed one. Yeah, so you can see here, right, faltered. So as of now, I have very less. So you can go ahead and check on this. So that you can have a successful fail each and everything, right? So what I will do here, so I can see this particular job got failed. So what is my next action I have to perform? So I have to make sure that this particular job should be rerun or not. And then after that, I just need to examine the error logs. So what I'll do here, I'll just click on three dots and then view logs, open in a new tab, so that this will be not spoiled. So I just can traversal to the each and every next things. So this will be a best practice. You can open in a new tab. So my logs got loaded now. So what I can see here, so the particular process has been started, and then so we got an error. So you can click on this so that you can get a detailed response. So this particular file was not found. So this Excel file was not found. That was, it faced an issue and it thrown an error over here. So for this kind of an issue, so if you are going to rerun the script once again also, what actually we'll get the same error. Why? Because this particular file was not in the respective location. That's why we are getting this error. So what you have to do, so you have to go here and raise a ticket, so that the developer will be notified on this, and they will go through the code and they will rectify this one. Okay. So for an example, if you're getting an error in a selector, okay, So let's assume you get an error in the selector that so it was not able to click a particular element. So let me take the site. So we have automated this particular site and then we have uploaded this package only. So you can see here clearly. So the anchor base which are done on last session. So we have uploaded that particular package into the orchestrator and we are like examining this only. Okay now. So let's assume so if it was not able to enter the email now. Okay. So if it was not able to the email. So what actually it will happen? So we will get an error, right? So bot was not able to enter under the email. So it will end up with an error. So what error? So you'll get an like unable to find the email, so unable to enter the email data. Okay, likewise you'll be getting an error. So this may be like several issues. Might be the site was not loaded at the particular time. Okay, so maybe like the data was bot not able to read on the particular time. So it may be many reasons, right? So these are some reasons which it can be failed while using a web-based automation. Okay. So in those scenarios, what you can do, so you can go ahead and restart the particular job. Okay. So that this particular job can be retried once again. So your failed execution will be successful on the next time. So let me show here. Okay. Let me go here to the automation tab once again under jobs. Okay, so if you have found that particular error code, the error message which is resolvable on the next run, so what you can do here, just click on these three dots and then you can click on restart. So UiPath has made very easy UI so that even support engineer can handle these things in a fraction of minutes. So previously we have to select a bot and we have to do a couple of things, but they have reduced our works actually. So what you can do, so you can just click on three dots, okay, which got failed, and then click on restart. That's it. So automatically it will pick in which particular bot this particular script need to be run, and each and everything it will be picked automatically. What you have to do, so you have to just click on start. That's it. So if you clicked on start, soon after it will start running. So that's why I just said you have to examine the error. So which I have mentioned here. So you have to examine the failure logs and you have to determine what is the exact issue. Okay. So if I was stated business exception, system exception, since I was not able to find the business file, okay, which is the Excel file to get processed, I will note it as a business exception. So business has to be very keen that they have placed the particular Excel file on the respective folder. Then only when the bot going to run, so it will pick the file from the shared folder and get processed. Okay, what I will do, I will just pick it as a business rule exception. So for an example, so if we have all the data in handy, okay, so the particular site was not loaded to enter the data. So during those time, what actually this is a system exception. System was unable to load the browser during those time, so it was not able to enter the value and end up with the error. Okay, this is kind of a system exception which need to be noted. So if it is a business exception, we are going to rerun, so it will not going to work because so it's a does not have any meaning to rerun. So if it is system exception, so system was not able to respond during those time. Okay, and so for those error you can go ahead and rerun. So in the system exception, so we have to determine what kind of system exception error we have. So whether it can be resolved on the next run, so which is in rerun, whether it had to be resolved or not. So we have to examine those. Based upon that, we can go ahead and restart our particular job. So I guess which example which I gave. So if you have error like unable to enter the data on the email, so during those times, what you can do, you can make a restart on this particular job so that you can go ahead and hit successful on the next run. Okay. And the next thing, so which is nothing but triggers, asserts, queue, right? So when it comes to triggers assets, so sometimes business will suddenly say, hey, go ahead and try to disable this particular trigger. So what I will do, so you have to go to the respective folder and then you have to look upon the process name which need to be disabled. So what you can do, so you can go here. So let's assume this is the particular trigger which need to be disabled. Okay. What I will do, I'll just go here, click on this one and then disable. Once I done it, so it got disabled, right? So that's it. So if they are telling us to enable, so what I can do, so you can click on the same three dots of the triggers which need to be enabled, and then you can go ahead and hit on the enable, so that your job got be enabled now. Okay. So and then so when it comes to assets, So what I have to do, so like for an example, if you're working on a bank project, okay, so for every 60 days password will get expired, right? So what do you have to do? So you have to raise a ticket, I hope. So even all the support engineers used to raise a ticket, so I hope go in the same way. So we'll be raising like tickets in the service now, and then the business team has to come up and they will be entering the password in the screen share. Okay, so in this way it works. So what I have to do, so you have to the asset which the password need to be updated. You can directly go to the particular asset. Okay, let's assume this is the asset. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just copy this particular name of asset and I'll directly go ahead and raise a ticket. Okay, and then I will just have a schedule a meeting with the business team. So what I will do, so I'll just raise a ticket and then I will just invite the business team to update the password. In a screen share, I will tell them to update the new password over here. Okay, so in this way you can go ahead and update the asset value in your orchestrator. And then when it comes to queue, so in queue, so they may be uploaded some duplicate item as well, right? So what I have to do, so you have to travel to the particular respective queue, so which the business is needed. You have to go to that particular queue using these three dots and then view transaction. So here you can see, in this also you can find whether this particular item got a business exception or like system exception. You can go ahead and find this. So as of now, these all items are not processed, that's why it in the status of new. So if it got processed, then it will be marked as successful or failed, or like what are the exact status code which you got on the script will be reflected over here actually. Let me click here. So we have a couple of assets, right? So you can go ahead and check on those. So likewise, so what actually business needed, so you can go to the asset and you can take a look on those. What are the steps which need to be carried out for the ramp up activities? So like let's assume we can go to the second folder. So let me have a quick glance what actually I have done. Okay, so this will be a home UI, so which we have. Okay, so let me click on process. Under the job, so we'll be having the transaction. So as of now, I don't have any on this. Let me take our old example itself, so it will have a much process. Okay, so at the start of the day, what I'll do, I'll just click on particular folder automation. Under jobs, I'll be traveling. Once I travel to the like automation jobs, what I will do, I'll just apply the filter accordingly which I needed. So if I have paused all the failure cases on yesterday itself, then I will directly go ahead and apply the last day filter, and I will take look all the states which has failed and successful. Okay, so it's my responsibility to take care about all the faulted ones. I'll just go here and take a logs. Okay, so I'll just examine, so whether it's a business or system exception. So if it's a business exception, straight away I was not going to run it. If it is a system exception, I'm going to examine whether it may be resolved on the next run or not. So if it is resolvable one, so what I will do, I'll just restart and I'll make it each and everything note in a spreadsheet, so that I can examine the issues on the latest point of stage in future also. Hey, this issue has been resolved on the last week itself, so you can follow the same approach to get it resolved. Or like if you can find the occurrence of the same issue happening in the particular script, so based upon that you can set up a call with the developer team and you can tell them, so hey, this is the process which is getting same issue for these particular weeks, so can you enable or like improve the code for this particular process. So likewise you can raise a ticket and you can have a walkthrough with the developer team as well. So in this way you can make your job very effective, and then you can measure all those things in a hand. Actually you have to do, so as a best practice you have to mark all these things. Okay, so you have to make note of process name, bot id, error codes. So you can see here, right, the process name and the bot name, so which is nothing but a host name which I have, so you'll be having a bot name or bot id. Okay, and then what is the next thing, so the error codes, so which you have to capture from the error logs. And then you have to mark the date as well, so in which particular date this error has been happened. So I just listed date as well. So also if you want to add some more filters also, if in your excel sheet you can go ahead and add. So I will suggest state also you can add, so that will also will be useful for you. Okay, what I will suggest, state also you can add. So likewise you can add this particular data in a spreadsheet in a consolidate way, so that in future also you can take a look and then you can get resolved all those things in a very shorter span of time. Yeah, I hope you like the video. Thanks for watching. Happy learning. Have a good day.